Mars transit, Mars plus transit, because not Mars transiting, the four planets going together in the transit mode. And three other planets with Mars are Sun, Mercury and Venus in the same house. So for each and every sign, I'm defining the effect as well. Gemini, after 17th of January 2026, the transit of Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus in the 8th house together. Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus together in the 8th house. And let me define you very carefully. Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus in the 8th house can have several effects, quite often subtle. It can stimulate the passionate side of existing relationship and give love relationship as a greater intensity. It can give you that because the passion goes beyond the physical act and become a vehicle of self-transformation and inward change that this union will do. A love relationship that begins with Venus transiting through this house in your horoscope will be intense throughout its duration and will have a greater impact. Mars and Venus together for a better or worse on your life than any other relationship. This transit may attract money to you through your spouse, through your romantic partner, your business partner, or through a bank or other public financial institution without any special effort on your part. Obviously, this is a good time to seek a loan or other financial support. During this particular transit in your most intimate personal relationship factor that you may not have been aware of what that have been instrumental in determining the course of the relationship may come to the surface where you can recognize and learn to deal with them. The 8th house has a strong connection with psychological evolution and confrontation. Love relationship may be instrumental in the bringing these about at this time. You will learn much about how to relate to the people and events. You may feel the influence of this transit on a number of different levels, but in general, you will consciously direct your attention to the subtler aspect of your psyche, your feelings, your emotions, and your general psychological health. Often this transit is an indication that you are much more in touch with this part of your being than usual. Would be very good to take a look at your inner self. The activities of everyday world do not always permit this, but you can become quite miserable by getting totally out of touch with your inner self. One sign of this need that you may notice now is a sense of strong psychological compulsion surfacing and perhaps the leading to behavior that you do not understand. At their most powerful, these compulsions can force considerable changes in your life, which are most disturbing if you do not try to get in touch with them. Fortunately, with this transit, you will have a strong desire to experience life on a feeling level, and this is just what you need. Intellectual understanding is most not likely to be enough. Each time this transit occurs, it lasts about 1 month every year, but you will undergo a significant psychological transformation. Traditionally, this is the house of death, 8th house, usually meaning the death of some aspect of yourself or your life rather than the death of a person. Under rare condition, with many other indications, this transit can mean an actual death, but this is not the prospect to the worry about in most cases. One very real possibility at this time is that an encounter with someone will produce the need of very searching psychological self-inquiry or will force very powerful changes in your life. Encounter with somebody, yes, will change you quite a lot. This person may challenge your value structure, or there may be a very powerful intermeshing of your personalities. On the material plane, this transit can be a prime time of great concern about finances or resources held jointly with another person, such as spouse or a business partner. By itself, this is neither a good nor a bad indication. It simply makes the issue important. You may also be worried about trying to borrow money or get financial backing from a bank. Mars, Sun, Mercury, Venus together in the 8th house can be either like a sometime it is subtle, very blatant. Sometimes it is hard to tell in advance which it will be. Basically, your ego drive will create a confrontation with something which will force a transformation of some kind in your life. For example, you may encounter someone who have a powerful effect upon you and cause you to change. Yes, that can happen. This may happen through conflict with this person, or he or she may gain influence over you, thereby affect you strongly. Because the 8th house is a house of values that you share with others, there may be conflict concerning your values or objects that are valued, such as property or possession. The conflict might force you to re-examine, modify your position. In a marriage relationship or business partnership or partnership relationship, two of you may disagree strongly on the management of jointly held resources, how to spend a limited amount of money. For example, it is also quite likely that two of you will use your joint resources, particularly money, rather than foolishly and wastefully. Be careful of this because it can lead to a conflict at this time. Because of the problem with resources held or by or jointly with others, this is usually not a good time to try to obtain a loan. Ego conflict, either subtle or obvious, are likely to fall off negotiation. This particular transit stimulates passion as an expression of your ego, which it is most people much more than they are willing to admit. You're most likely to now seek through passionate relationship an intense and transforming quality that will take you out of ordinary into transcendent realm. Just keep in mind that this is a rather a larger demand to place upon a frail human relationship. The total of all your expression at this time will lead in either great or small ways to transforming the ways in which you assert yourself in the world, both literally and figuratively. There will be the death of the old order and birth of the new order can happen. At this time, it is good to look inward and reflect upon deep psychological truth within yourself. In many ways, your rational intellect in closer now to the areas of your being that are usually hidden even from yourself. You can use this time to get more in touch with the hidden aspect. This transit often signifies conversations, intellect encounter that have profound effect upon the mind, causing you to go deep within yourself, make changes in your point of view or the ways of thinking. Or you may have this effect on someone else. In some cases, you and the other person may be amazed that you have tremendous hold over each other's mind, can affect each other greatly. Even though all your communication is verbal, another kind of energy seems to be operating. It is harder to fathom, that goes down to the deepest root of your being. This transit is conducive to keep very deep thinking, sometimes including thoughts about your own, your loved one, morality, Reflecting upon these matters upon time to time in moderation can help you to keep your life in perspective. But don't get too carried away by thoughts of death, because this can draw you away from the here and now. On the mundane level, this transit can coincide with discussions and negotiation concerning finances or property, particularly that you hold jointly with someone else. Unless you have serious affliction to the planet in this house, or transiting of Mercury in itself afflicted, this should be very favorable time for such as negotiation about joint assets. Gemini, the task precaution chanting to give you ultimate boost. These 4 planets transiting through 8th house. Number 1, to donate whole meal atta, sugar, whole moong dal to temple and the langar. Day should be Sunday. Quantity minimum 2 kg each. It will give you ultimate boost. Second task, bury 8 blue flowers in the ground on Friday evening. It will get rid of your problems and complications. Precaution for Gemini: refrain from risky investment, gambling, foul temper, stubborn attitude, arrogance, illegal activities and foul temper. Chanting which will give you ultimate boost: Sharim Aum Gam Ganapataya Name Sharim. Sharim Aum Gam Ganapataya Name Sharim. More you do this chanting, more you achieve prosperity and dig out your obstacles, delays and waste of time. You can take your astrological journey even deeper by downloading my free app. Just sign up and you receive a complimentary basic consultation as my welcome gift to you. But you'll have access to premium content. Weekly horoscope premium content, monthly horoscope premium content, yearly horoscope premium content. Yes, with transit effect, conclusions, task precaution chanting, very thorough report, weekly, monthly, yearly. Wish you all the best. Thank you.